My name is Madison and welcome back to my channel. Long time no talk. We haven't sat down like this in a minute, but today we have a tack haul that I'm very excited for. I have accumulated some things over the last little while that I thought y'all would be interested in sharing. I have tried out and I've been loving some of these items and I thought y'all would be interested in what I picked up. So I will have everything I can linked down below for your convenience if you're interested in checking any of these things out. And as always, if you are not already subscribed to this channel, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below so you don't miss any future videos from me. Without further ado, let's just get started. Alrighty, the very first thing we have to show might be a little bit out of the ordinary, but I just picked up a new Yeti cooler. This is the Yeti Hopper Flip in the size 12 liters, I believe it is, and this is this adorable lilac color. They have this color that is limited edition as well as a ton of other really adorable colors on their website, and more conservative toned down ones if you aren't into the fun, bright, colorful ones. But this Yeti cooler can hold 4.2 gallons, 13 cans using a 2:1 ice to can volume ratio, and then 16 pounds of ice. This is actually my second Yeti cooler and I am stoked for this one. So we have this thick zipper that goes all the way around, a handle on top, two handles on either side, and then there are little clips here where you can connect the shoulder strap that they give you inside. The inside is fairly spacious. This is the medium size of the 3 coolers that they offer. And this is my absolute favorite go-to cooler, whatever you want to call it, for just about anything. If I have a long day at the barn, stocking this up with food, water, drinks, whatever is great. If I'm camping at a horse show, this is great. But my absolute favorite use for these Yeti coolers is ice boots. I am not allowed to leave my ice boots at the barn, so if I am going out to ride or go cross-country school or do a jump lesson, whatever it is, I cannot leave my ice boots in the freezer. So I need to make sure that I can bring them with me, keep them frozen while I'm there, and then I can get off my horse after my ride and put my ice boots on, and then have them be cold. If you use frozen ice boots, these are great. Or I do have a few pairs of loose ice boots. Same thing, I can just go to the grocery store, buy 20 pounds of ice, fit that in here, and then when I get to the barn, I can fill my ice boots up with ice, use the hose to fill them up with cold water as well, and I've got a very good quality ice for Miss Penelope. So these are great. Whoa, the lighting is changing rapidly. These are great. Like I said, this is my second Yeti cooler. The lilac ones were on sale at REI if you're interested. But I will have a link to the Yeti website with more colors and varieties linked down below. Again, I cannot say enough good things about these. I am such a huge fan of Yeti, their coolers, their water bottles, mugs, everything. And highly recommend you check them out if you are looking for a good cooler for ice boots, camping at horse shows. So much. The next thing I have is 2 hay nets from Gutbuster. Gutbuster makes hay nets that are very unique, customizable, tailorable. We have the small one here and the medium one as well. With all of their hay nets, you can choose whether you want a knotted or a knotless style for the actual twine itself. You can choose the size of the hay net, which tells you how many flakes of hay you can fit inside of it, or bales depending on the size of the hay net. The really big ones you can fit like big round bales. And you can also pick the size of the squares themselves. So the size of the mesh here in your hay net will dictate how quickly your horse can eat the hay. This here is the small knotted slow feed hay net with 2.5-inch holes. They labeled this as the free and easy one. This is gonna be Penelope's new hay net for trailering. Penelope typically doesn't eat very much, if at all, when we're trailering. I think she just gets nervous and anxious, and she'll be in the trailer for quite some time and will barely make a dent in her hay. So with her in the trailer, we want to make eating hay and her access to hay as easy as possible, hence why I got the biggest hole size possible and the one labeled free and easy, so that she can hopefully consume more, really just feel like she's sort of just like free eating, like she would be eating her hay off the ground. This is a great size, holds about 3 flakes of hay, comes with some green twine that is used to tie it off, which is really handy. You can tell where the opening is with this green twine up top. I'm very excited to use this when we trailer, go to shows, lessons, clinics, etc. So the next hay net I got is the medium knotless slow feed hay net here. This has 1.25-inch holes and can hold from 4 to 6 flakes of hay. So this is a much larger hay net, as y'all can see here. Again, we have the purple roping on this one at the top, so you can see where the opening is, which is super handy. I got smaller holes for our larger hay net so that Penelope can sort of act like this is a slow feeder when we are stabled somewhere else. I'm of the opinion that, especially when you're off property, your horse is in a more high stress environment, they should have access to hay at all times. That being said, it shouldn't be unlimited hay. There should be some sort of deceleration in their eating process, which is why I picked up the one with some smaller sized holes. The 1.25 inch is actually called the decelerator, so it will sort of slow your horse's eating. They'll have to pick a little bit at it more and work for it a little bit more, just like a slow feeder in your stall would. This will be great, again, so that Penelope always has access to hay, which is great for her gut, can help reduce colic when you're at shows, but again, that way she's not eating 40 pounds of hay a day. I will have Gutbuster's website and their Instagram linked down below if y'all are interested in checking them out. They have 4 different sizes of hay nets, traditional hay nets, extra small, small, medium, and large, as well as some larger hay nets for round bales and whatnot. Again, all of them you can pick the size of the holes that you want and whether you want a knotted or a knotless hay net. So thank you to Gutbuster for sending these over. I am very excited to put them to use this summer. The next thing I have, y'all have probably been seeing these all over my Instagram and the internet, and this is the Victoria Rose Seamless Quarter Zip in the color Blossom. Victoria Rose is a small equestrian athletics company that was founded, I want to say last year, and they have absolutely blown up. They have been working with some of the biggest young rider names in the sport of eventing, and their products are incredible. They just released these quarter zips in their partnership with Molly Duda a few months ago, and I picked this one up in this adorable pinkish sort of salmon color here. Again, it's a quarter zip with a fairly short neckline there. We've got a zipper that comes down that has the VR logo on it there. And then on the left shoulder, we have the Victoria Rose logo printed in this sort of like rubbery type material. These shirts overall are incredible. I've had a few from when they first launched, as well as some of the more recent ones, and they just get better and better and better as they receive feedback. They're just always listening to their customers, and again, if you have not checked them out, I highly recommend that you do. I do have a discount code with them, but I'm not sponsored or anything like that. So if you're interested in checking them out, again, this is the quarter zip. They also have some other long sleeve performance tops and some other rotating products. At one point they had some short sleeves. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few months they come out with some more styles and varieties. They have a ton of different colors. These are a great length, not so long that you have a ton of bunching at the bottom, but not so short that it's coming out of your pants when they're tucked in with a belt. I love these. I will have my code linked down below. It's MREV20 for 20% off if you're interested. Again, not sponsored, just a big fan with the discount code. So go ahead and check them out if you're interested. The next thing I have to show you all that you may have already seen on my Instagram is this fantastic pair of Godo breeches. These are the Godo Elara T600 knee patch breech in the color Mist. And please excuse these. I wore these to the barn yesterday, so they're a little dirty, but I absolutely love these breeches. They are such a good weight. They're not too heavy, not too light or thin. They feel like such a good quality breech without being like stuffy. I feel like some good quality breeches, the better quality the material, the more constraining and restrictive it feels, where cheaper tight type breeches tend to be thinner, almost feel like a legging, which I don't always love. These are just such a perfect middle ground. We've got this fun gray color with black piping and stitching throughout. We have silver buttons, a very nice thick waistband that goes all the way around with the belt loops. On the back, we've got this little fun black detailing here with their logo. We have the Euro seat, so the outline of the full seat again with that black stitching. This fun rubbered texture down here for the knee patch. The bottom, we have a black sock bottom. And then on the front, there are pockets on both sides that's just, I'm touching the bottom of it, so they're really only as long as my fingers there. We have two pockets, one on each side, again with that black piping there, and some extra fun paneling down the side. I'm a big fan of these breeches. They're comfortable, they last well. I've washed them a ton of times already and they keep holding up well. The one thing I will say is their sizing does not seem to be the most consistent, so I've talked to a few friends about their experience with Godo breeches, and everybody agrees they're fantastic, but sometimes you'll order the same breech in two different colors in the exact same size and they'll fit surprisingly different, so keep that in mind when you're purchasing. I would say these fit fairly true to size. I purchased a 28, I should have purchased a 26. When I went and looked at the size chart after I purchased them, so do with that what you will, but these are great, highly recommend. They have a ton of fun different colors and it feels good to just know I'm putting something well made on me, especially when it comes from a small business. And the last thing I have for y'all is this fantastic belt, which you also may have seen on my Instagram lately. This is the Taylor Sportsman Quilted C belt, and I got it in this beautiful brown leather color. I love these belts. I don't know if they're getting discontinued or what, but I feel like I used to see these everywhere and I haven't seen them much at all lately. But they're just fantastic. They hold up well, they look great with everything. A friend of mine was wearing my black one a while ago and she fell off in a water jump and I got covered in like mud and sand and like dried all crusted on, and I literally just washed it off in the sink and it looked fantastic the next day. So I have had the black one of these for, I want to say 3 or 4 years now. It is the primary belt I wear when I go to the barn, so I probably wear it 4 to 5 days a week, and it looks great. I show in it, you wouldn't know it's also my schooling belt. It's just classy and simple, goes well with everything, and I was so excited when I was able to get my hands on this brown one. It's been back ordered at SmartPack for so long, and I paid for this, I want to say in October or November, and I got it just a few weeks ago. So I've been loving this. It has a silver buckle, and then again, it's brown and quilted, and it is leather. It says, yeah, genuine leather, handmade in Italy. This is the size small. Now, my biggest complaint with these belts is their small is not very small. I would not consider myself tiny. I am 5'2". I typically wear a size small in most things, but I had to punch a hole on this belt already, and on my black one I've had to punch 2 extra holes. And while I am like on the smaller side of adult women, I feel like a lot of teenagers, young adults, even kids gravitate towards these belts, and they really need to offer a smaller size because somebody with a 26-inch waist should not be having to punch extra holes in their belts with knives in their kitchen. So these are great. I highly recommend you check them out, but if you are on the smaller side, just be warned, you might have to punch a hole or two in it because they don't make an extra small, unfortunately. So not a big deal, but if you are significantly smaller than me, you might be punching a lot of holes and you might have a really long flap. So again, I use this hole, which is like an inch and a little bit past the last one, and I have about 8 inches of excess hanging out. So do with that what you will, but overall a great belt if they fit you well. So that is it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, I will have everything linked down below if you're interested in checking any of these items out. Again, feel free to check them out. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it, and let me know if you have any video suggestions down below. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Peace out. Bye.